What's up, guys? So in this video today, we're doing some GameSpace features. I'm going to be going over every single one that I am aware of. I don't know everything about every single feature. This is more of just a demo, being like, what do you see and what does it do? There are things in here I have no idea about that I've never used, so just bear with me. But yeah, other than that, let's get into it. So the first thing is that it shows all of your applications on the left. And if you want to add another game, you can go to over here and it shows 10 not added. So if I want to include it, you just hit include and then it's going to show up in the library on the left. Okay, so down here we have AAA games. And then from here you can do streaming games. I don't have a newbie account, so I can't do that, but it allows you to hook up basically to Xbox Game Pass and then another streaming service from Epic Games. I can't do this because of a lack of a newbie account. I need a Chinese phone number to do that. A Chinese phone number. So yeah. So over here we have the PC emulation. I don't have any games installed, but if you want to see some PC emulation, go to my page. I have a tutorial on how to actually set it up for this phone in particular, the RedMagic 10S Pro Plus. I don't know when this is coming to any other device, but it's available for the Chinese version of this phone right now. So if you have that phone, hopefully you've been enjoying it. If you haven't, I have a tutorial on how to set it up. In that one, I play Fallout, and then I have another video where I play Skyrim. So yeah, so in the corner though, up here we have downloads, and then we have game management. Okay, so over here, and then the next thing we have is settings. So if we go over to the settings, you can do firmware, compatibility layer. You can do all of these different things. You can set up all the personal things. This is exactly like that GameSir emulator. Yeah. So this is just like the GameStar emulator, and you have all these different things. Yeah, so like I was saying, we have all of these different individual settings that you can configure per game. The one thing that is nice about this though is depending on the game you download, basically what it does is it picks all of those settings for you, so you don't have to sit and figure it out. And then right here you have a tutorial on how to set it up basically, and I have a full tutorial as well. Okay, so with that being said, you can go in here and it'll show different game demos. I don't have, like I said, PlayStation, Epic, or Steam. I only have PC games, unfortunately, with this model. But yeah, so I can't play Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, so don't ask. So on top of that, let's go in this corner. So we have a network monitor. We have this over here. I don't know what this is. What is this? Count performance data. Cool. And then we have the waifu. Sure. Let's see this Mora. All right, let's see what this fucking bitch is about. What do you do? Hoya hoya in my pussy on. What is this weird shit? You dress her up in different outfits. This is gross, bro. I don't. What is this shit? This is this is strange. Okay. Anyway, so you have the built-in waifu. If you're lonely, so game recommendations. It's going to be a little bit different for the global model. I probably could actually read what it says, but yeah, I can't read. Yeah. So in here we have all the different games and stuff it recommends, of course. And then over here we have a GameSpace center. So we have the profile. We have data for basically showing how much or how little you've used this. So game achievements, like I enabled earlier. So we have timing, or it's like I feel like the total time, rank, detailed summary. So 2 hours and 40 minutes on, 41 minutes on Delta Force. We have network settings. So for the speed limit, we have network charging protection. We have net allocation. We have it all, boys. So hell fucking yeah. Okay, now we have net acceleration as well. So sweet. Now we have the screen settings. So we can lock the brightness. We can do enhanced color mode. That's pretty cool. Screen energy saving mode. Okay. So anti-disturbance setting. So you can suspend incoming calls, and you can do the message for bubble styles. I'm gonna do this one. It's all future. I like the bubble actually. I can set it. What the hell? Oh, I gotta enable it. Okay. So we got this. We have the barrage velocity. So we can do bullet comments, position, high or low. I like high. We can do giant font, small font, max characters, the opacity, if I want it to be basically non-existent. I go down here if I want, you know what I mean? So it's basically how transparent it is. Message source, I can choose where I want messages from, and I can also choose to enable or disable all, and you can search for them here as well. Sorry about that being super low. Then quick reply as well, so that's pretty sweet. We have anti-mistouch, so false touch prevention, gesture secondary confirmation. So after opening the system, gesture needs to be swiped twice in the game to take effect. Oh, interesting. No status bar in the game. Oh, cool. Full screen gestures are prohibited in the game. Disable IntelliTouch, prevent gestures from interfering with gaming controls. That's pretty sweet. Disable Z-Pop, prevent gestures from interfering with game console, and then the same thing for disable three-finger gesture features. Yeah, basically you do. Good lord, basically you disable them. So now we have mirror host mode, gamer mode, and space game mode. So this is for the bottom one is for. Let's see here. So after connecting an external AR glasses, uh, it opens GameSpace to enter the something. To enter spatial game mode. Okay. So gamer mode, and then basically, I think this just opens different things based on what you are doing. So yeah. The next thing is another thing right here. So application status after closing. Basically, so where it's like, what do you want? Do you want like I have floating window? You can either go back to the desktop or you can do holding, so it actually just stays there. So you can't close out of it unless you go back. It's what that looks like to me. And we have competitive atmosphere LED. So if I turn that on, I have like I have a breathing effect or I have a flashing effect. Good lord, I'm frustrated with myself for doing that. So that sucks. Yeah, so we have all the different settings and then the colors as well. So I like breathe and then I like green. I think green looks kind of cool. Looks pretty flush. GameSpace wallpaper. I'll do this one. So then if you go back, well, that didn't work. So actually, it's bullshit. That's great. Okay. Do I have to apply or what's going on here? Anyway, we have the RedMagic watermark in photos or out of photos. Other options being game information snapshot, intelligent collection of highlight moments, hide game icons on the home screen, peripheral connection pop-up, space opening animation, game assistant start animation, automatically identify gaming apps based on features, game hall interface, simple mode, digital well-being, game hall recommendations, fiber catcher. So sweet. Now we have streaming game settings. So streaming device management, PC mute after streaming enabled. Sweet. So we have a bunch of settings up there. Over here we have this thing. I don't know what this does, and don't get on me about that. There's your boy's selfie and a bunch of other random information. Um, so Does it just? Oh, okay. This is something where it uses AI to basically generate buttons on the screen for you, so you don't have to map games, and it's like a so and also instead of having to rely on the built-in touch controls, it basically will make a new map scheme for you. So that's essentially what this does. Um, so RedMagic time. Let's see what this does. So I okay. Video, screenshot, highlight. What was that over there? Start game. Okay, I guess you can start the game from there. You can go down here. You can do keyboard and mouse, game controller, and screen casting. I can't tell if my cats are meowing. So in this mode, we have agent mode. So game task AI, behavioral learning. So AI assisted play mode tasks to be completed while be reminded after enabling. Automatically identify task, interaction, blah blah blah. Okay. Behavioral learning, voice interaction. We have gravity X, and then game gravity. Okay. Can do device gravity, keyboard, mouse, controller, projection, game controller. And then we have RedMagic time. I think that's what I opened up into a little bit ago. We have the plugin library. We can add different ones. So we have tactical advice. So AI makes it analysis. It analyzes based on situations and intelligently summarizes optimal tactics and operational suggestions. Oh, that's sick. It basically gives you information on like what to do. So we have voice control by recognizing voice information and performing schematic recognition. It's converted into a set of click to help multiple operations. Basically, I think you can speak and it's going to do that, assuming so win rate. So it analyzes game situations to predict the probability of winning. Whoa. More a mouthpiece. More AI recognizes in-game chat content and automatically responds. Whoa! So you can get fucking AI to murder you for fucking dropping the damn thing every time. We have counter, so it basically counts clicks. We have somatosensory manipulation. What does this do? Oh, it basically makes it so like if you tilt your device like this, you don't actually have to do it. It'll just do it for you. So that's pretty sweet, and you can force a different angle and stuff. So audio and visual probes. What does this do? Uh, presents present footsteps, gunshots, etc. in the game in a more identifiable way to help identify locations. So basically, I guess you can mark locations. You can do free display. Somebody wanted me to do this, but so you can basically change up the screen ratio, but it may cause games to be weird. But a high sensitivity wheels. So basically, it'll be more sensitive touch wheels versus the built-in ones. It's pretty sweet. So you can do screen extraction. So you can pull out a certain spot. That's interesting. I don't. Maybe you can pull certain things off. Customize to extract a small piece of content from the game screen. A floating window for ease access. Whoa. Okay, so you can basically get a screenshot of information or a chunk of the screen. You can pick it up and move it. So it's pretty sweet. Superior pick quality. So basically, what this allows is AI interpolation. I'm gonna show you guys in a bit. If I still have games on there that allow that. But yeah, so AI trigger, it identifies personalized game screen and key information to trigger automatic actions or other functions. Basically, let's see what it does. Um, no idea. Card draw assist. Basically, it's a card game helper. So it'll show different data for the game's auxiliary line. So set a watermark on the screen to help demonstrate the distance during gameplay. Cool. Stopwatch. Different stopwatches. Double tap assistant or assist. Press to trigger double tap effect. Oh, okay. M slang. So what is it? Send voice messages to teammates when chatting. Oh, it's gonna basically like interpret that and send it. So you can basically talk to speak in whatever game you want. Scout mode, what does this do? Oh, it's like a zoom in, a super enhanced zoom in. In shooting games, you can zoom in the center crosshair area at the screen center. So you can zoom it in further than it allows you. Actually, that's pretty sweet. So key remapping, like basically you can like drag and drop different things and make buttons bigger or smaller. It's pretty sweet. So you have sound equalizer. If you don't know what an EQ is, that's what that is. Basically, it allows you to adjust the volume of games based on different frequencies within the audio. And then Diablo mode locks the processor out to get the fastest processor. This is an old video, if that's what Diablo mode was enabling. Wow. Wow. Is this an old fucking... Damn, that's crazy. So yeah, we have more and then multi-screen, multi-square sub-screen. Oh, you can use it as a secondary display for data and shit. It's pretty cool. Okay. So now let's see here. What do we have done here? Okay. So okay, this is like a game mode thing. And then yeah, down here we have a different view. Music on or off, and then fan on or off. Makes a little sound. Sick. Okay. So now you actually get to see the different in-game settings that we having to actually go into a game. So we have a high sampling rate for low power, ultra high sampling rate. You can go sensitivity up, smoothness up, stabilization. You can do edge accidental touch prevention, small, medium, or broad range. You can do performance. You can do the GPU settings, standard, power saving, high quality, custom. So let's say go into here to custom. You can do multi-sample anti-aliasing. So we have 2.4 right for there. Anisotropic filtering, texture filter quality, minimap LOD. It basically just increases your ability to see things in high quality and distance for the last one, and then the other ones are pretty obvious. So you can do show. So you can use I do default or auto. Oh, cool. So it's going to basically figure out what color adjustment to do based on the game you're using. So for voice, you can use default shoot. So it'll prioritize listing for shooter games. So then for music and movies. So basically this just actually adjusts the EQ. Network settings, so you can do low latency or you can do mobile data latency. And then function allocation, you can do on-demand recording, auto turn on fan, back recording duration, post recording duration. Yeah, basically you have a lot of different controls within there. And then what is this right here? So, okay, this is what I was actually looking for earlier. Cool. You can also do different settings per game. But yeah, so let's just go into Delta Force, for instance. So I can basically show you guys kind of what it looks like on the side. So this is what I was talking about where it like uses AI to set up buttons on the screen. I usually don't like it mapped, but yeah, it does that. That's pretty sweet. What's up, guys? So now we're going to go in and actually try out all of these features that you see right here. So the first thing is voice control. So if we hit add, let's say yo for the keyword. Uh, Keyword yo, trigger. What's the trigger point? Oh, let's do that. Yo, yo. What? Yo. Okay, I don't. What the fuck? Yo, yo. Okay, I'm doing the trigger word. I don't know. Nothing seems to be happening. So, that's great. Okay, so now we have the counter. So you can just tap spam that shit, which is pretty sweet. And now we have the more mouthpiece. Unfortunately, no DB account. Can't do that. What about this? Yeah, so this is going to basically force tilt the screen as if it were like, tilted left, right, this way or this way. You can do a combo, I think. Okay, yeah. So you can do a combination of them, but yeah, basically that's what that does. It basically makes it so like the screen's tilted this way, but yeah, so actually I did describe that a little bit earlier, but again, I'm just going over different things so you can sort of maybe see some of this in action. I'll do let's go into like a game or something, and then I can show you guys. I'll try to show you guys the high sensitivity wheel to see if it actually does something more than what I'm suspecting. There we go. This is a cool map because you get boats and shit like that. Okay, so let's try this though. Let's turn on the wheel. Let's put this. So I can't tell if it's doing much. Let's see if let's see if I move it here or something. See, but I think it's just moving this. I don't think it's doing anything special. I don't know if it's really doing anything, but yeah, ultra high. Yeah, I don't really know if it's doing much, but yeah, there's that. So free display. So you can do portrait, follow the system, force landscape. You can do 32 by 9. So I'm not gonna, or I guess fuck it, I'll do that. Let's just see what this does. Like how much it changes up the aspect ratio. 32 by 9. And I guess you can have it sit. Huh. Okay, so you can yeah, you can basically just force this, and so when you want to get out of it, and they have all those different settings too of how you can have the display. Excuse me, and then when you just want to get out of it, just hit restart. Sweet. So yep, and now we have that. So let's go into screen selector. So this basically pulls out different spots on the screen for you to click and tap and stuff. Penetration, free movement. What is? I don't know what each of these do, but okay. So I think I showed you guys this a little bit earlier in the video, but basically you can tap different parts of the screen at different spots, which is sweet. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. I wonder what that does. What else? What else? Okay, well, that's cool. There's a third option. It feels like it's doing the same thing. Let's do AI trigger to add. Um, yeah, so let's say I'm gonna see if it'll do like an auto headshot kind of thing. Maybe if I do these faster, King of the Hills, it'll get me into a game faster. There we go. Oops, sorry about holding it at the bottom of the screen. So let's say I find like I'm a screenshot picture of this dude real quick. If he doesn't move in time, good lord, dude, I fucked myself. Dude, I'm a dumbass. There we go. Okay. So I got this, and now let's see how AI trigger does it, if it works. Now let's do a picture by image, add image. Trigger by image, Delta Force, triggered action. Oh, we go down. Tap. Auto recording screen capture. Hunt. Play script. Am slang. Counter. Just tap. Okay, so then I'll tap. Okay, and then select coordinates. What it wants me to tap. So I guess I'll tap shoot. Okay, save. Turn on. So if it sees things that look like this, is it going to tap shoot? But speaking of, so to me it feels like it's not going to really do much just because last time it didn't do much. It's supposed to lock on and shoot. But yeah, so it doesn't really do much. But what I can explain since we're already in here is the shoulder triggers. So if you want to move them around, you can drag them right here. And then you can move them around like this, right? And then if you want them to do different actions, you can do different ones. So you have the long press or rapid fire. So rapid fire gives you an option. So for, let's say you want like a normal slow low one, there's motion sensing, dual operation, um, lift trigger operation. What's this one? Touch keys support linking to one combo. Whoa. So macros are pretty interesting, right? So I'll just show you guys macros real quick. So you hit record by just touching. So if I want to do this, then this, and then this, and then this, right? And then hit end. So then I can link the trigger to this macro. So now so now when I hit left, I think it should do the macro. It is going fast, but is it doing the macro? So maybe I just did too fast, but yeah, basically like this might work better in games where macros are a little bit more useful. But yeah, let's see. Well, that didn't work. Okay, thought I was gonna get his ass. So yeah, that's cool. So there are the same options are on the right, and then you can just disable it if you want, which I don't know why you'd have it on. I guess you can have one on at a time. And then on the right, it's the same exact thing. So you have all these trigger options, which I think is actually really sweet and is useful. So if you guys see me doing that, that's how you set that up. And then now we have card draw assist. This basically just draws cards and shit like that for card games, which is nice. Uses AI to kind of figure out what you're doing in each card game. Data panel is they're gonna show clicks per minute and whatever else. The other thing is MPM. I don't know what that means. Then there's Gravity X. You can do keyboard and mouse. Auxiliary line. You can do this one, this one, this one. I don't know what. Oh, okay. So it just shows like little shit you can put on there. That's cool. Like it'll mark things on the screen for you. Stopwatch. You can turn all these on. You can do 4, or you could do none, which is what I'm gonna do. Crosshair. You can basically do quick hide. You can change up what it looks like. Basically, some people will tape where the thing's gonna aim when it zooms in on their screen, but this basically makes it so you don't have to do that. So yeah, pretty much that. And then like I showed you guys earlier, I showed you guys macros earlier. This is not the game to show macros in. So I'm gonna show you guys, and I don't recommend doing this because this is modding, or this is botting. So I'm not saying anybody do this. My only reason for this is demonstrating what it can do. Okay, that's my purpose here. And that's it. Okay, you choose to do it if you want. I'm not saying do it. I'm saying don't do it. But if you want to, that is up to you. So okay, so basically this works really well in a game like RuneScape. This is actually where I believe this was intended to do it. So let's say I want to work on thieving, right? So I go over here. You can steal from this stall, right? It's a T stall. I think a guard's going to come attack me, but still. So let's say I turn on, where are you, macros? So macro, you can do this up here, right? But let's say I don't want this one. I don't know what it's doing. Um, edit. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to delete this one, or I'm just going to add a new one. So add a new macro. So let's say I want to steal from the T stall. So it's saying inventory too full, but if I do that, I'll put that there. But let me just eat one of these real quick. If I hit this, or wait, let me go over here. Okay, let me do this. Maybe I got to line up properly. See, like, look. See, it clicked it for you. So like, look, ready? So you hit that, and then it takes the T for you. At the end of it, it's gonna do the same thing. And you can set, and that's really nice. You know, basically anybody that plays RuneScape heavily is gonna really appreciate this feature. Um, but yeah, you don't have to. It is considered cheating. So I'm not saying do that, but you can do that. And you can set the amount of time you want between all those different things like that. And yeah. Oh man, I gotta take a dump. All right, guys, after that fresh dumpy I just took. So we're gonna try hunt mode now. What does hunt mode do, right? So you can obviously click that on, but when we go into the settings for it, I think we have to hit the 3 here. You can change up what it does to the screen. So let's say I want like night vision. Turn that hunt mode on, and it should be giving me night mode. As you can see, it does change a little bit. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. So what about this one? We can do this one. And see how much it changes. Right, so you can actually, sorry that was down in the corner. But yeah, you can basically change up how the screen looks in hunt mode, which I think is pretty sweet. So you can have like literal night vision. There's all those other options, which is pretty damn cool. Let's scoot this out a little bit. So not just like down and up and left and right. Um, so yeah, now we have M slang. What's this? So it'll basically, I don't understand Mandarin, but if you want, I don't know, I guess if you want more involved in your business, you really want to feel like you have a waifu girlfriend, bro. So scout mode, what does that do? Oh, that's pretty sick. Okay, it shows shit in heavy detail. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So yeah, now key remapping. This is a pretty sweet feature. So let's say I want A on, right? You can put A. I think this one is where A is, and then you do this here, right? So hit A, and then if I hit over here, it's gonna press the button A over here. But let me move them so you guys can see. Let's say I put this here, and then I put this one. It looks so, it's so hard to see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I put this here. Okay, right? So press A, and it presses ready. Isn't that cool? So yeah, so that's what remapping does, and you can have it with a bunch of different ones like that. And then finally, Diablo mode. So what did that do? Well, it cranked up the specs to the maximum capacity on this device. So yeah. And then over here, you can see the data panel with everything over here, which is pretty awesome. You can hit home. You can hit this booking thing. You can do this. You can go into this Gravity X thing. Like I should have guessed this earlier, but yeah. So that is over here. They have all these toggles, right? Like I said earlier. And then yeah, you can go in here. You can do eco. You can do rise or balance and then rise. So as you guys can see, everything is enabled and on. And so we're just gonna go ahead and do some gameplay. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. Oh, the display is also set at 144 hertz refresh rate. It's locked in there. So yeah, let's get it going with this gameplay. And yeah, hopefully it looks smooth and awesome for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy.
I stand ready. Transmitting frequency.
And yeah, so we have all the applications over here, and we have different toggles over here. So we have captions, Wi-Fi active mode, default, M-voice info, on demand, recording, blah blah blah, all of this shit. If you want to see it, you can. Yeah, and then you can add more. And yeah, dude, pretty much kick-ass shit. What does this do? Oh, yeah, basically, so I've gone over everything that is available in this. And yeah, man. So that's really it. That's this fucking game space. Hopefully you enjoyed and have a good one.